Hi guys, today I'm straining my fire cider, and one of my goals over the last few years has been to grow my own fire cider, and I just wanted to share that concept with you. If you don't know what fire cider is, a quick explanation is it's basically an infused vinegar. You take raw apple cider vinegar, add a bunch of good stuff, traditionally like onions, garlic, horseradish, ginger, then you can add things like cayenne pepper, tons of herbs, and other kind of root things, turmeric. Let it sit for about 6 weeks, strain it off, and then you have a really good, super nutrient packed. You can take it every day as maintenance, or you can just take it when you're feeling a little bit ill. If you're looking to learn more about how to make this, eventually I will do a video about it, but for now, there's lots of great YouTube videos you can just search. I really like Mary's Nest. She has a really good descriptive one of that. Of course, originally this was thought up by Rosemary Gladstar. If you just do a quick search for that, she's got that basic recipe. She actually has a really good book out that is like 101 fire cider recipes for all the different things you can add. I really like the explanation of a whole kitchen sink fire cider, just kind of throwing in what you have and all that. I do have some parchment paper here because if the metal and the vinegar will react, so you kind of wanted to have that separated. So in my fire cider here, I have added a ton of things. We have onion, garlic, jalapenos, got some turmeric, peppercorns, I've got thyme, and this kind of goes back to the whole grow your own fire cider. So these are my onions I've grown, the garlic I've grown, the jalapenos, the thyme, all of that I've grown. Now some things, like I've got a lime in here, and a lot of people add lemon. I can't grow everything in the fire cider, but kind of the idea is to grow as many things you can, and every year to kind of add one more thing. Even if you're living in an apartment, you can grow things like thyme in your house. You could grow a little cayenne pepper plant. They don't get very big, and one cayenne pepper plant will produce a lot of cayenne peppers for you to use, definitely enough to make your fire cider. One of the staple things in the fire cider is the horseradish, and that is actually why I started horseradish a few years ago, because I could not find any horseradish in the store, and I really needed that for my fire cider, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna grow it, and now this is the first year I actually was able to harvest my own horseradish for my fire cider. So I'm gonna try to do this without making a mess. Just a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. I'm gonna let this kind of sit here and drain and drip out. Now in the past, I've often just thrown out what's left over in here, but I've seen quite a few good posts about things to do with it. So this year I'm gonna try to dehydrate it and then blend it up and make it into a powder. Then you can use that for spicing things. Or you can also just blend it up like this, put it in the fridge, and it can be used kind of like as a marinade or a hot sauce. So I think we've got most of the liquid out of there. I just grabbed a bowl because I'm going to put this in the bowl. Get the rest of this out. I did have a little weight in there because I was trying to weigh it down, but it kind of ended up slipping through as I used it. Now, because I am going to want to dehydrate this, this works great, but if you have a little something to squish it out, I'm going to try to squeeze a little bit more liquid out of everything. Just then it'll dehydrate a little quicker and I can get really all of that goodness into my container here. Oh yeah, I forgot I added a cinnamon stick to this one. That's something I won't be able to grow. Didn't really get much more out of there, but that's okay. Every bit helps. Okay, it's gonna wipe up this here. Now, a lot of people, what you do now is you're gonna add honey. You can add it at this stage, or what I like to do is add it as I'm like taking it. If I'm taking it as a little shot, I will add a little bit into that or such, because I also really like to use this as a salad dressing. We'll just mix some of this vinegar with some olive oil, make a really good vinaigrette dressing, and I don't really want honey in that because I don't want the sugar. So now you can store this. It is shelf stable, or you can put it in the fridge. It'll last, depending on what you put into it, like 6 to 12 months on the shelf. But if you put it in the fridge, it'll last that much longer. And then I will dehydrate this, and I will let you know how it turned out. People have done it, so I know it can be done. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. And now is a great time, as we're in kind of the slow season and we're thinking about what we're going to be planting in our gardens next year, is just to think about a few of these things that you could grow in your garden. Like starting to get that horseradish established, or, peppers are really easy. Herbs are super, super easy to grow. I implore everybody to just throw some herbs, thyme, oregano, They're so good, so easy to grow, and they add a lot. There are so many benefits that they can add to your diet and your health. Of course, the things like ginger and turmeric, well, I can't really grow them outside here. I am going to try to grow some inside because I've seen people grow them like as a house plant, something to try. And even if all you can grow is some thyme or rosemary to add into your fire cider, it is still something that you have added to there and it's benefited you and your health. And as always, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.